I'm Sarah Millsop from Craft Buddy. I'm here to talk to you about our crystal art sealer and how you can use it to perfect any areas of your crystal art projects that have lost the glue. So some of you may know, if you've been using our projects, all of our surfaces are already sticky, ready to glue your crystals onto. So you're just simply going to peel back the protective layer, exposing the area that needs to be crystallized, and you'll find that the glue is already on the surface. That's the same with our little motifs, our notebooks, our cards, our stickers, and of course our canvases. But sometimes around the edges they can lose that stickiness depending on how long you're working on a project. If you also peel back the protective layer and you've left it exposed, they can get wet or they can have hairs and dust on them. It means that it's going to affect the residue of the glue that's on the surface, and your crystals won't stick on as well. So I'm going to show you how easily you can rectify this using our crystal art sealer. Now, many of you will have this in your stock stash, in which case whip this out and we're going to actually give a little bit more glue onto the surface to stick the crystals on. If by any chance it comes to you and it doesn't have the glue on certain areas, do get in touch with us, because it should be perfect and ready for you to work with. But if by chance it's not, get in touch and we will send you a small emergency supply of our sealer and a paintbrush as well. And I'm going to show you just how easy it is to rectify and fix. So I've got all the usual tools that will be included in your kits: the gel, the pen, the tray, and of course the area that I'm working on is going to be the number 7 crystal for this lovely robin. And then I've got my emergency supplies. So if you peel back protective layers and this area is exposed, it might get wet, you might lean on it too much. Sometimes these areas can lose the stickiness. It's why the protective layer is so important. Any area that is already sealed, you can see the glue on there, but there are many reasons why sometimes this can wear down, and then of course your crystals aren't going to stick to it. So it's not a problem. It's not going to affect the piece at all. I've decanted here the letter 7, the number 7, to marry up to the number 7 on the robin here. So just pick the crystal that you're going to work on and the smaller surface area. So we'll do little bit by little bit, because of course you want to make sure that you can still see the letters or the numbers exposed and exactly where you need to pop your crystals. I'm going to use the little pot of crystal art sealer. I'm going to open this up and I'm just going to work straight from the tub as well. I'm going to take my fine paintbrush, and then working straight from the pot, I'm just going to take a tiny little bit on the end of my brush, and everywhere I have a number 7, I'm just going to put on a little bit of my glue. Now you can see it's a very small amount, and I'm still making sure that it's in the dots for the lineup of the crystals as the project requires. And that way I'm still going to get my little guide exactly where to place them, and it won't affect the end result. The bonus is I'm actually sealing this as well as creating it. So I'm not going to need any more sealer afterwards. This is going to hold my crystals perfectly in place. With your paintbrushes afterwards, just clean them with some warm water, making sure that they're not going to dry hard. And I'm going to seal this off so this doesn't dry. Okay, I'm going to leave this for a few seconds. I'm just going to let it air dry. I'm just going to give it a little waft for a second, and that will slightly go off, making it more tacky. That means that when I actually use my crystal art pen to pick up my crystal and transfer it over, by allowing it to just be a little bit tacky, it's going to hold on to that crystal straight away, and then I'm going to be in the familiar territory of creating my crystal art picture just as normal. So my pen's already prepped. I've got my gel inside of there, and that should probably be sticky enough now to start working with. So it's just a few seconds, and then I'm going to tap the crystal in my tray, picking this up and transferring it straight onto my project. So you can see how it's just grabbing hold of it, and it's now back to our normal familiar territory and the lovely process of marrying up your crystals to your image. And because I've done my little dots, I know exactly where the crystals need to sit. I know exactly what number it is because I'm just working on the one at a time. It means that there's a little bit more prep involved, but actually you are doing twice as much work because you're already sealing it. So it means that once this is finished, I don't have the added process of then sealing it as well. If you find that your crystal doesn't stick straight away, Just allow a few more seconds for that sealer to go off, allowing it just to go a little bit more tacky, and that will hold on to your crystal straight away. And there you go, you can complete the process. Now the sealer will dry completely clear, so you're not going to lose any of the shine from your actual crystals. And like I said, they will then be sealed in place. Now I've had my notebook for well over a year now. No crystals have come off. I can make sure that that gets used as much as possible, and it's still going to stay as good as the day I made it. And as you can see, the crystals still have that beautiful high shine even when the sealer has been used. So there's no need to be put off. If anything goes wrong with your project, it's easily fixed, and I really hope that that has helped you and taken that fear factor away from using the sealer. It's very, very simple. You can also use it in exactly the same way to actually make your own crystal art projects. Stick your leftover crystals onto so many different mixed media projects. You can embellish frames, notebooks, phone cases, and of course you can use our crystal art stamps as a guideline for that as well. I hope you've enjoyed, and we'll see you soon for some more tips. Good luck with your crystal art.